So you want to become a private pilot, either as a standalone or as a first step towards a higher license, a commercial pilot or airline transport pilot license. Hello, I'm Talani Lisco, the Chief Flying Instructor at Pietermaritzburg Aero Club Flight School in KZN. When it comes to flight training in South Africa, I'm here to banish the bullshit and get you down to the nitty-gritty of what it's all about. What are the requirements? Well, to get your private license, you need to be 17 years of age. You need to pass an aviation medical, fly a minimum of 45 hours for your flight training, do a restricted radio license course and exam, prove your English is up to international aviation standard, pass the 7 prescribed online multi-choice exams. That's it. Okay, bye. Oh, you want to know a little bit more about each? Okay. Here we go. Be at least 17. That doesn't mean you have to start flying only once you're 17 years old. You can actually fly from a younger age. However, your limitations are the following. You may only get in South Africa a student pilot license once you are 15 years old. But that means you can write exams. You may not fly solo all by yourself, which is part of your training. You need 15 hours of your 45-hour flight training all by yourself in the aircraft, but you have to be 16 in order to fly solo. There's a limitation. You have to pass the medical, and you can't go to your local GP. You have to go to a DAME. A DAME is not a pretty lady. A DAME is a designated aviation medical examiner. So in other words, a doctor who's approved by the Civil Aviation Authority to do aviation medicals. Your flight school will give you the closest aviation doctor near to you. They'll probably have a preference for somebody that they use or a couple of guys they can recommend you to. Now, your aviation medical includes a whole lot of things, but we'll talk about that in another video. You have to fly a minimum of 45 hours flight training. That is 25 hours dual and 15 hours solo, pilot in command, minimum. Okay? Now, you can make up the balance with solo hours or with dual hours. That's immaterial. The fact of the matter is that it takes most people longer than 45 hours to complete their license, and we'll talk about that in another video. You need to do a restricted radio license. Now, the restricted radio license is not just about talking on the radio in the aircraft. It's actually also the flying environment, and I'll talk to you in more detail in another video. You need to prove your English is up to international aviation standard. You can do that either by producing a degree and sign an affidavit that you have no speech impediments, or you can do it with an English proficiency expert and subject matter expert. It takes about an hour and roughly at the moment in 2022, 1,000 Rand to get that rating. And then you will be rated according to levels. I will talk to you more about that in another video. You need to pass the 7 prescribed online multimedia exams, and you will do that at an approved exam center. Not every school has an approved exam center, but many do. They will always guide you. Your flight school will guide you to where you can go to write your exams. Okay, all pilot training must be done at an approved, which is a Part 141, flight school. And you will know that the flight school is approved because they will have a document hanging on the wall. It should be 3 sheets telling you, or 2 to 3 sheets telling you their approval number, which will be something like SACAA / and a 4-digit number /ATO. And then it will say what they're approved for, the types of flight training, and it will have a list of the aircraft that they're approved to fly. Now, it will also have their responsible people listed, their accountable manager, their safety officer, their chief flying instructor, and so on those forms. And that should be displayed in a prominent place that you can see it at the flight school. Hope this helped. And please subscribe. Not quite sure which side this is because this is my first video. Please subscribe if you want to be alerted every time I put up a new video, which is going to be covering, amongst other things, the topics in detail that we've just discussed.